Single mothers cannot be good mothers to their kids because they are just immoral. Because single mothers are just so evil, and the only thing they want is to make the entire world to be single mothers. And so they will just ruin the moral of any married women. But I feel like many of the single mothers, they even don't want to be associated with those married women. Well, let me just remove this because I feel like it's going to get hotter in here. It's a very serious business. Guys, I don't even know how to start with this video. Guys, I don't know who is a single mother according to you, but just a disclaimer, the single mother that I want to talk about in this video is a woman who happened to be single, like she's not dating, according to what people think, like she's not dating, and she's a mother, and her baby daddy is alive, or maybe her baby daddies, they are still alive. So meaning that she either ended up being a single mother either because maybe she was never married, or maybe because they separated, or maybe because they divorced. That is a single mother that I want to talk about. Not necessarily like she's raising the kid alone, or maybe the kids alone. Maybe the dad is in the picture, maybe the dads are in the picture. I just want to talk about a single. Like she is single and she's a mother, regardless of whether maybe the baby daddies are supporting the kids or not. Guys, it have come to my attention that there are just so many misconceptions about these women. There are just so many misconceptions. And the funniest bit of it, like what make it even juicier, is that majority of these misconceptions are coming from married men. Imagine. Has it come like as a shock to you? Whew. It also came as a shock to me. I don't know if this happens to other nations, but in Kenya, like there are just so many misconceptions. Oof, there are just so many misconceptions about these women. And I just sat down and decided to just talk about only 10 of them. Like only 10 of them. Like there are just so many, but I just summarized everything to just 10 of them. Maybe you can comment in the comment section and maybe you can add more of the misconception that you feel like single mothers, they're just being they're just maybe being misjudged, or maybe you can just comment in the comment section and let us know that. So guys, hey, this is a serious business. Imagine I decided to write them down, to list them down, because I didn't want to miss either of them, though there are just so many of them. And I feel like if I just start talking about it, like it can take like the video will be so long, and I don't want to do that because actually I was at the verge of taking my lunch, and I don't want to take a lot of time. Sitaki food zangu zipoe. Sorry with that. I'm going to eat after I have finished with this video. So guys, the first misconception that is in my list is not like it's the most like misconception that we have, but the first misconception according to my list is that um many single mothers, or maybe many men, view single mothers as if like they are desperately looking for a man, and so they consider them as very cheap, or maybe an easy target, or easy to get. Yeah, that's the funny bit of it. Majority of single mothers, they're just viewed as very simple, very easy targets to get, and they're just viewed as very like they're just viewed like they are so desperate looking for a man. Like it's like they're just so I don't know how to get this out of my spirit. But majority of married men, and it's funny, like they're married men. Majority of married men view single mothers as like they view them as like they're just so desperate, and it's like they're looking for love, and like it's very easy to get them. You just need to tell them like just one sweet lie and they're just in your box. Yeah. I'm done with that. I don't want to get emotional. Yeah. The next misconception that still married men have on single women, single mother, is that they are suffering. Like they must be suffering like so much. Like like they just need help. And so if I just offer a simple help, they just come crawling and oh, I will get them because single mothers, as long as you're a single mother, you must be suffering. That's another misconception that's out there. And it's so funny because some single mothers, they are doing better than some married women. Another bad misconception, I'm just going to summarize faster because I don't want my food to get cold. Oh. The third misconception that men have about single mothers, those innocent creatures, okay, majority of them. The third misconception that I have listed in my list is that um, single mothers are viewed as they must be suffering, and if they are not suffering, can you just get there? Can you just underline the word if they are not suffering? They must be suffering. That's one thing. And if they are not suffering, hey, men view these women as immoral. They are viewed as women who just have so many multiple partners. Actually, some of them just view them as if you want to get HIV/AIDS, if you just want to get gonorrhea, if you just want to get any of the STIs, just hook up with a married woman, with a single mother, and you're definitely going to get all that. That's another misconception. And I don't know, maybe some of them are suffering and maybe some of them they are immoral. I'm not here like to clear the air. If you just want to believe that, then just go on and believe whatever you feel you want to believe because maybe you have a good reason for believing what you're believing. So that's the that misconception that they're suffering, and if they're not suffering, then they must be having a multiple partners. And I don't know what gave the notion of to men, this notion to men, that it's only men who can provide. Because I think um, that notion is what clouds their minds, and they just feel like if you're a single mother, then there must be a man in your life. There must be a man in your life. Like if you're not suffering, hey, like hey, you have many. Like you don't even have one single partner. You just have like multiple partners. Is it the case? If you can just comment in the comment section and maybe tell me your story and tell me if you feel like this is the truth or maybe it's a lie. Another misconception that still men have about single mothers is that single mothers cannot be good mothers to their kids because they are just immoral. Yeah, imagine majority of single mothers they're just viewed as immoral creatures, and if you are immoral, definitely you can't raise a kid in the good manners. So they are viewed as bad mothers. They are viewed as bad mothers because I feel like, especially in African culture, many men feel like they're just the one who's supposed to like to guide the kids, like to give them the instructions. So if they are not in the picture of they're not present in the child's picture, then they just feel like that mandate, like a woman cannot take that mandate and do it to fully, like any child that's going to be raised by a single mother, there is a notion that that child will not have like the best behaviors. That's the fourth misconception. And is that the case? Hey, I don't know. I don't know if dads are the only people who can maybe guide the kids, are the only one who can instill like good manners in the kid. I don't know, and I don't believe that. And so I don't know. I don't want to side in any side, but I just feel like this is one of the biggest misconceptions that who says that? Who says that I can't raise a kid with a good moral? Hey, madam, like, am I that rotten? Hey, that's the fourth misconception that I feel like many men have. Men, yeah, majority of men, they just feel like any child that is going to be raised by a single mother, then that child is going to be like maybe a thug, maybe a murderer, maybe like they're just going to end up like maybe in prison because they're just not going to have the best behaviors. The fifth misconception that people, this I think this falls in both gender, men and women have about single mothers. It's like I'm talking so much. Let me just sip water because, as I told you guys, it's getting hotter here. I don't know if I'm talking this from experience. I don't know. Maybe you can just comment in the comment section and let me know if I'm talking about this. I'm talking about experience. Eh? Because as for me, I don't know. I don't know if I fall in that category of women who they are single and their baby daddy is alive and they maybe ended up single because they're separated and or divorced or maybe they never married. I don't know if I fall in that category. And I just don't know. Let me just sip water. Oh, where are we? Hmm. I think this one is the juicy one. The fifth misconception that many people have about single mothers oof, is that they must be having a rocky relationship with their baby daddies. And if that is not the case, then they are still secretly dating their baby daddies. I don't know if you got that clearly. Can you just listen what I've just said? Many single mother, there is a misconception that they must have a rocky relationship with their baby daddies. Like their relationship with their baby daddy is not like that good. Actually, is worse off. Like they don't relate well. And in case they relate well, even if it's for the sake of the child, in case the baby daddy and the single mother they still relate well, then there is a misconception that they must, underline the word must, they must be secretly dating their baby daddies. Who does that? Hey, Afia Kwo. Yeah, that's another misconception. I don't know if I should dwell on that misconception, but I just feel like each and every person, like a lot of majority of people who I relate with, like who have, they just have this misconception that if you are a single mother and maybe if you are and your relationship with the baby daddy is still good, like you are still like meeting up so that you like you just have like lazima mkuwe like you're screwing each other. Is that the case? Maybe you can comment in the comment section and tell me because like for me, I feel like that's the highest misconception of the highest order. Um, the sixth misconception in my list is that yeah, the sixth misconception is that these single mothers they ruin the morals of other married women because they want them to be single mothers just like them. I don't know if you got that clearly. There is this misconception, and I think this one is normally with the married men. They feel endangered, like they feel they don't want their wives to associate with single women because they feel like these single women are going to ruin the morals of their so-called wives and they will end up being single mothers because single mothers are just so evil and the only thing they want is to make the entire world to be single mothers, and so they will just ruin the moral of any married women. Is that a misconception? 100% sure. Like 100%, because I feel and I've come to realize this. Many single mothers. Okay, I don't know if I should let this out. I don't know if I should be saying this, but I feel like many of the single mothers they even don't want to be associated with those married women. Like actually, it's not like married women are fearing single mothers, is the other way around. Many single mothers they don't want to be associated. Like majority of them, just a disclaimer. I don't want you to come here telling me, oh, that's because that's the reason why I see you nowadays. You don't talk to me because no. I mean, majority of single mothers they don't want to associate themselves with married women because they know what happens behind the curtains. They know what happens behind the curtains. They know that it after that there will be question about whatever the day was. Where did you go? What did you do? Why are you still friend with this woman? Do you know like she will ruin your moral? Do you know like she's a single mother? Do you know like she's a lot of bullshit, yeah, for lack of a better word. Yeah, that's another misconception because I don't know. Like being a single mother is not like something so sweet. And why should I wish that to any woman? Unless you're suffering. And yeah, if you're suffering and you are my friend, I will still tell you that you can't die for being single mother. So I'm sorry for saying that. And I think that's the reason why single mothers, um, they are not like married when men, they don't feel so comfortable when their wives are mingling with single mothers. I think that's the reason why. For me, I feel like they feel so insecure because the single mothers will act like a kind of eye opener, telling them that if this man is doing this and this and this to you, then why are you still there? Why are you still there? Like, or do you feel like, do you think like you're going to die if you separate with this guy? Do you think like you're going to die if you separate with this guy? Like, am I dead? Am I dead for separating? I think men fear that. I'm sorry to say that. Maybe you can comment in the comment section and tell me about your views because I'm just talking about my views. Maybe not whatever happens, but I'm just talking about my views. Plus, many single women. Should I be saying this? Should I be saying this? Okay, I'm not going to shout, but it happens. Many single women, they happen to mingle so much with married men, like they just happen to mingle so much because they have nothing to lose, so they watakuwa kwa chama, watakuwa kwa business, and they just relate so well because after all there is no one who is telling me that, oh, you know, you should not be mingling with that, you know, we should not go to that meeting when full of men and you're just a woman alone, you know. There is no one who is controlling their life, so they will just mingle so much. And so many single women, they know a lot of secrets of married men because many married men are just so hey. I don't know if it's in Kenya or maybe he. I don't where who. Many married men, they just happen to be like majority of them are not faithful to their partners, and I think they're not faithful to their partners, and majority of single men women know that. Majority of single mothers, they know that because pengine they normally meet at the somewhere, and whatever the men are fearing is that they don't want their wives to relate with that single mother because they are going to open up their eyes and tell them that, you know what, Aki, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but your husband is seeing so and so and so and so and so and so, and some men, they just want to protect that. And are they doing something good? Definitely they're doing something good because if their wives know what they're doing outside here, eh, Kenya will just be full of single women, and that's not a good thing. Honestly, that's not a good thing because being a single mother is not an easy job. I would just call it like it's a job because it's a hustle. Oh, where are we? So number 7. Number 6 was many single women are being seen as women who can ruin morals of married women, and so many men do not want like their wives to relate with single mothers because they don't want their morals to be ruined. But I don't want to say like moral. They don't want their secrets to be out. Seventh, then number 7, according to my list of the misconceptions that many um, that many people have about single mothers is that they are not submissive women, and they just want to be the head of the families, just like men. I don't know if you get the magnitude of this point. Like, and this normally comes from men. If you just tell someone that we separated with my baby daddy, or maybe we divorced with my baby daddy, they just view you as someone who is not submissive. Like, even before you say something, before you even say another statement or maybe another word, they just view you as a unsubmissive woman. In Kiswahili, they normally call them vichwa ngumu. They normally see you like a kichwa ngumu, who as someone who cannot be told anything, a person who cannot take any instruction from a man, a person. Is that truth? Me, I'm not here to clear the air. Me, I'm not here to clear the air. If you want to believe that, like, just go on with your life. Like, life is so short for me to keep on explaining and kutetea single mothers. Plus, I think Some single mothers, it's very hard to tell them anything. It's especially if they are confident enough, and especially if they can afford like life. If they can afford anything, something in their life, I feel some they kinda, it's very hard to submit. But let's just be honest. Oof, I think this point is going to come out so rudely. But I feel like submission normally comes because of authority. And authority does not only come because you are a man, you have to have some qualities that for someone to take you seriously. There's just some qualities that you need to portray. You can't just come from anywhere and then you just expect a woman to just be submissive to you just because you are a man. I feel that's something that many men don't know. And that's why and I think nikiongea sana, some people will just hate me, and I'm not looking for enemies. So let's move on to the next point swiftly, because I also appreciate men who watch my channel. So the next point, I think it's number 8. The next point in my list about the misconception that many people have about single mothers is that they are very sad. They are very sad and they regret ever separating or divorcing. Hallelujah. Hey, let me just sip water. Yes, that's the misconception out there. Many single mothers, they are viewed as sad creatures. And majority of people who view them that in that manner, they are married men or baby men generally. They just view these women as very sad women who are just looking for love anywhere, even if in the pit, even if in the toilet, they're just looking for love because they're just living a very sad life. That's where I sip water. Guys, I don't know where that misconception came from. Or maybe I'm not relating with the right single mothers. Because if you ask me, honestly, if you ask me from a genuine point, I'm not talking this out of anger or anything, but I feel majority of single mothers, they live a happy life compared to married women. This is my view. Please don't come for me. I'm just talking from my view. I feel like majority of women who are single mothers, they just, especially if you can afford life, especially if you can, like you can afford your expenses. Majority of single women lives a happy life compared to married women. And I don't know where that misconception that women that single mothers are sad. I don't know. I don't know who came with that misconception. And maybe you just need to comment in the comment section and let me know because as for me, I don't know why. I don't know why you can just sit down and think that someone is just so sad just because they are single. Who told you that men bring joy? Okay, some of them bring joy, and sometimes they bring joy, but that's the misconception. Not all single mothers are sad. Not all single mothers, especially that part, at the and they regret ever separating or divorcing. Ooh, not every single mother like regret divorcing or separating with their exes. Eh, not everyone. Actually, I feel like majority of women who end up being separated or divorced, they are not regretting nothing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you can just comment in the comment section. Maybe I've not related with majority of them, but I feel like that's the highest misconception of the highest order. So, on the 9th misconception about single mothers is that they are only looking for someone to father their kids, and they are never looking for a genuine love. That's where a bombshell fall. Boom. So, apparently, if you're a single mother and you happen to love a son of a mother, someone's son, if you're a single mother, especially for a son, if you have a son, many men just view you as someone who is looking for someone to father your kids or your kid or your kids. Many women, many single mothers, they're not taken seriously. They are not taken seriously as if, oh, like, this woman loves me so much. She wanna spend the rest of her life with me. She wanna build her life with me. You see all that nonsense. Majority of single mothers, they're not viewed in that angle. In the contrary, majority of single mothers, when they are looking for love, do they look for love? When they are getting in a relationship, majority of them, they are viewed as women who they are only looking for someone to father their kids. They're only looking for a provider for their kids. They're only looking for someone to help them in raising their kid, because maybe they can't not be able to raise their kid alone, because maybe they're just so sad in their life, and they just because they're just so struggling. Hey. Actually, I'm even feeling hungry because, while doing this video. Hey, actually, they're only looking for someone to father their kids, and they're never genuinely looking for love. That's the highest misconception of the highest order. But maybe you can comment in the comment section, and maybe you can talk from your experience. But as for me, I feel like that's the wrong misconception. I feel like there are some other women who are genuinely looking for love, and there are some women who still believe in love even after maybe their gruesome separation, or maybe divorce, or maybe even after having kids, maybe at a tender, because there's some women who got their children, maybe, or kids at a very tender age, and so they have never experienced love. It's very wrong for you to just say that they're looking for someone to father their kids, because I feel even single mothers need love. Yeah, I feel like that's a very wrong misconception, because some women genuinely are looking for love, and irrespective of if they have kids, and so just for them being thought that they are looking for someone to father their kids, oh, that's very wrong. That's very wrong. And actually, this one is, I think, the reason why so many single mothers, they just shy away from getting into a relationship, because they feel like they're not going to be taken seriously, because anyone who they're going to end up with, they're just going to see them as people who are like, they're just there because of their kids, because they need help. Because they need what? Because they need help in raising the kids that have a different dad. Oh, hey. Well, guys, me, I thank God that this is the last point that I'm going to talk, because it's boiling in here. So, the third point, according to my list, but there's just so many misconceptions about women, and I just listed 10 of them. And this is the last one that I'm going to do, because I want to take my lunch. But you can just comment in the comment section and let me know if you have other things that you feel like they're just misconception about single mothers. Maybe for the next video, I'm going to do about the misconception about single dads. But for that, I don't know. Like, maybe I can do diggings. The last point in my list, which is number 10, is that, by the way, these are positive one. These are positive one, and this positive misconception normally come from married women. Just allow me to smile or laugh in a matter that praises God. Because today is Sunday, it's on Sunday. This misconception that I'm about to share with you guys normally comes from married women. Yeah, it normally comes from married women, and it's a very bad misconception. Like, hallelujah. Can God just open your eyes and just do that? This is not true. So, the 10th misconception is that majority of married women view single mothers as superheroes. Majority of your wives view single mothers as superheroes, and they admire them, and they admire how they manage to survive alone without any assistance from men. That's it. Majority of women who are still married, I'm sorry to say, and you can just comment in the comment section if you feel this is not the case. And this is my view. You can just comment in the comment section and let me know your views also. Please don't come for me. Just comment in the comment section and let us know about your view. But I feel like majority of married women, especially those who are still in a shaky marriages, those who is hey, actually I think it's all of them. Majority of married women, they view single mothers as superheroes. Like they admire them so much. They view them as women who can do anything. And they admire their efforts. They admire how they are able to survive without any assistance from men. They just admire how like they how they live with freedom. They just admire how they live so happily. They just admire how they manage to do even the tiniest thing. It's so funny because the truth is single mothers are not superheroes. Guy, where single mothers, imagine, are not superheroes. Some of them wanakapitianga majority of them wanakapitianga in closed doors. So guys, I think I'm just going to end up this video there because I know majority of them are just going to come for me, and I just spoke my mind, and maybe something there is nothing that I have said that is wrong, honestly. That's according to my view. Majority of single mothers are viewed, there are just so many misconceptions about single mothers. And am I here to clear any air? Am I here to say that, oh, single mothers are not immoral? Single mothers can still raise kids? Oh, single mothers are not sad creatures? Oh, single mothers are not desperately looking for love? Oh, single mothers are not suffering? Oh, single mothers are, am I here to say that? No, madam, I'm not here to say that. I'm just here to say that there are just so many misconceptions about single mothers. And if you still have those misconceptions, maybe you have your own reason for maybe having them, and so you are entitled to whatever you feel. And it's not like I'm here to like to say that whatever you're feeling is not like it's not the case. Maybe you have like a genuine reason as to why. And guys, I don't want to explain myself so much. So guys, thank you for watching until the end. Please continue subscribing, please continue liking, continue commenting in the my video, and please you can also comment in the comment section and let me know what other video or what other topics that you feel like I should handle, because apparently I'm handling a lot of topics. Oh, guys, thank you for watching until the end. Please continue subscribing, and as usual, I love you. Bye.